according to the World Health Organization, more than 1,300 Europeans have died because of the brutal heat wave that has descended upon the continent. The extreme temperatures have reignited the debate, the divisive debate on air conditioning or the lack thereof across Europe. Does the European Commission support air conditioning as a measure to combat this extreme weather? Do you think it's effective and should be expanded? Or do you think air conditioning actually worsens the problem by releasing hot air and driving up power demand? Thank you.
I doubt we have a particular view or position on air conditioning, but where we do have policies in place and where we are taking action, it concerns the building stock of the European Union, of member states, which is, as we know, most residential buildings and apartments in the European Union do not have air conditioning. It's not something that it's traditionally inbuilt, especially given that much of our housing stock is actually quite old and aged.
But don't you think that the time has come for you to take a position on air conditioning? Because after the inferno that we experienced last week, everybody's thinking about that. Ordinary Europeans across the continent are thinking on whether they should purchase air conditioning to survive the new reality of climate change. So when is the European Commission going to take a position and say whether air conditioning is compatible or incompatible with the green transition that you have envisioned? Thank you.
This is something that we also need to look within our competencies. That how much is the Commission going to be telling citizens what they must or must not do? What we take as a starting point for our policies is obviously where do we want to go? How do we get there in a most efficient and effective way that is in line with our long-term policies on clean transition of our climate goals, etc. But much of these decisions are, of course, for member states to take. But as you pointed out, we've only seen, I mean, we are basically living the climate crisis at the moment. I mean, the last week's inferno was probably just a parting shot for the rest of the summer, so it is not excluded that this also becomes a topic that will be discussed also at political level, and then obviously we will be taking steps as our member states signal. But ultimately, regarding air conditioning units in private households, these are issues where the Commission is not micromanaging how people should be going about this.